This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. So the other day, I talked about Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota. I know in the video, I repeatedly referred, after mentioning her as the South Dakota governor, kept saying South Carolina, South Carolina. A lot of you pointed it out. I actually pinned a comment saying, my bad. Just you get in autopilot mode. And, I don't talk about I almost did it. I don't talk about South Dakota that much, so it doesn't just roll off the tongue. But in that interview, Brian Kilmeade, the beady-eyed wonder from Fox News, was asking about Sturgis. And, Dr. Anthony Fauci didn't get an invite, so he's wanting to shut it down. And she went on, and I'm going to play a little bit of the clip later, but I want to talk about what they were bitching about, and that's Sturgis. Because Anthony Fauci made a comment about it's not smart. Maybe the event should be canceled. And I want to talk about, first let me read this from this NBC affiliate, the stats on how many people rolled through. Actually, before that, let's talk a little bit about Sturgis, South Dakota. It's in a county called Meade County in South Dakota. South Dakota is a sparsely populated state. Lots of land, very few people. Sturgis, South Dakota is about 6,900 people. Believe it or not, almost double the size of the town I grew up in. Meade County is 29,000 people, roughly. 3,500 square miles. It's a big amount of land. So much so, let's put it in perspective, Los Angeles, not Los Angeles County, just LA, the city just north of where I live, is about 4 million people. And it's about 500 square miles. So Meade County has 3,000 more square miles of landmass and about 4 million fewer people than the city of Los Angeles. And this is what's happening right now after Sturgis. Sturgis is an event, I guess I'll read those stats now from the NBC affiliate. Sturgis is an event that draws like 500,000 to 700,000 people into this tiny town that doesn't normally even have 7,000 people living there. It is a super spreader event waiting to happen, even when there's no coronavirus. If just somebody has a cold or the flu, it could spread because you're packed into a tiny, tiny town. So this is what happened. The Sturgis was from the 6th to the 15th, and now, after they whined and complained about Tony Fauci, this is what's going on. Look at these stats. Meade County itself, cases are up 700%. Charles Mix County is another county nearby. 1,000. There's several counties that have 500% increase in new cases, up to 1,000 and even like 1,500. And why? We're at that 2-week point where that's when you start looking for infection rates to rise. So let me play this clip. Now that you know the information, you know the levels of spread, you know the increases, that they were at like 0 cases per day for a while. And then 5 days after, up to 2 weeks after Sturgis, all of a sudden, weird, there's an explosion of infections. There's an explosion in hospitalizations. Weird that that's the case. Watch this clip from the video I did on August 12th with Kristi Noem on Fox News.
You were called out by Dr. Anthony Fauci because Sturgis is evidently something he wasn't invited to. It's a problematic. Even outdoors on a motorcycle, you would think would be one of the safest places to be. Listen to what he said about one of the most important events in your state.
It's understandable that people want to do the kinds of things they want to do. They want their freedom to do that. But there comes a time when you're dealing with a public health crisis that could involve you, your family, and everyone else, that something supersedes that need to do exactly what you want to do.
Governor?
It's shocking to me that he continues to pick on Republican governors, people who love their freedoms, and he ignores what's happening at the border. I didn't hear him criticize President Obama for having a party for his birthday. I didn't hear him go after the other concerts that have been happening in this country, or the complete ignoring of our federal laws by this open border policy that President Biden has embraced. Dr. Fauci's become political, and I think it's unfortunate because there's going to be a point in time again here where we're really going to need our public health officials and know we can trust them. And he has discredited his entire profession by the positions that he's taken during this pandemic.
So first, did you notice at the beginning there, and I guess you could go back and rewind, Brian Kilmeade, the beady-eyed wonder, trying to cancel the most important event in your state. Do you think that COVID patients who are on ventilators and are at death's door, or those who have died, you think they give a shit about how important the event is in the state? Do ya? Brian Kilmeade? And then to her comments that Fauci continues to pick on. Listen to this victim mentality. Fauci continues to pick on Republican governors and people who love their freedoms, she says. And that Dr. Fauci has become too political. It is you, Madam Governor, who is politicizing this. You're making this a Democrat-Republican issue rather than trying to save the people in your state, trying to protect them, their health, their lives, their families, their well-beings. Because you know who doesn't have freedom? Dead people. Trying to pick on Republican governors and the people who love their freedom. And then to say that he has discredited his entire profession because of the positions he's taken. Well, I think this is illustrates, it's illustrative of just how discredited you are, and not Tony Fauci. He warned against this. You guys went on Fox News and cried about it. And then look at these numbers. 1,000% increase. 700% increase. You are the discredit to your profession. Kristi Noem, beady-eyed Brian Kilmeade. You are the one ignoring the deaths of Americans. You are the one encouraging people to be hesitant of the vaccine because of my freedom. Freedom does not apply to the dead. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. You can leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me daily at dollemore.com. You can follow me on social media. You can subscribe to my other channel, Jesse Dollemore Clips, I put short clips up of longer, like live streams, short snippets of videos that people say, hey, that should be made into a clip, which I encourage you to let me know. And then also, I would ask that you consider supporting my work here on the platform. You can become a channel member by clicking the join button below. You can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Even $2 a month goes a long way if I was able to marshal the size of my audience. I have a lot of plans in the works. There's even a move across the country that is being talked about to get me closer to Congress and the people who work there. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate all that you do and your passion for our country. Until I see you next time, be genuine. Take care of one another.